Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John Gray, and we're just plain living here.
Good morning, I'm Peggy Burton.
And I'm Jim Fuller.
How you two doing?
Freezing.
We're doing really
Freezing.
good. Yeah,
No,
freezing. Everybody's
not
freezing
now.
around here
It's
today.
been really cold.
The whole world's freezing around here.
Yeah.
It's really odd, when it goes from 70 degrees one day and the next day and suddenly it's freezing.
It's 18.
But the sun is out. It's a beautiful day.
Yeah.
Sun's
It's a
out,
beautiful
and
day.
it's amazing how much difference that makes. And when this thing first came through, and the wind, how much difference the wind makes. Because most of the time when these cold spells come through, they come with a lot of wind, and that
Yeah.
wind,
It's the wind that cuts
it
through
makes
you.
it so horribly
yeah.
cold. Because you can walk out in the cold as long as the sun's
As long as
shining.
the sun is shining,
Yeah.
you're okay.
It doesn't feel that bad. But the wind, makes it tough. Makes it tough.
It does.
Talk about our Titans, Mr. Fuller.
Well, unfortunately, the season ended for them
But
was
they
too
did a
bad.
good job.
Sunday
They
afternoon.
did.
But what a run they had there. Started out the season 2-4, and nobody gave them much of a chance to be successful this year, and made a heck of a comeback and made it to the conference championship
Which
game.
is
So
really quite
it's phenomenal.
phenomenal.
What a
Yeah.
great job of coaching, and of course Derrick Henry he was just
A beast.
He was a beast all year long and led the league in rushing, and so and his contract is up, so it probably won't be cheap to get him re-signed.
No, and you think about that. What did he probably sign on as?
I'm guessing that he was a second-round pick, so he probably got
Couple $1 million.
maybe three
A year.
Yeah, he got more than the league minimum, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
I'll give you, like Josh Dobbs for Tennessee. He was a fourth-round pick, and his contract was worth about $5 million.
Wow.
When you figure his salary and
that's for 5 years.
no, 3, I think.
3 years,
It's
okay.
3 years for their,
Their rookie contract
for their
3 years.
rookie contract track, and I imagine that probably.
Henry probably got more than that.
Derrick Henry was a second-round pick, and so I imagine
And
he
a Heisman
got
Trophy holder.
and a Heisman Trophy winner. So he probably got in the neighborhood of 10, 11 million over 3
I could
years.
live on that, couldn't you?
In Nashville, Tennessee, I'll guarantee you. That's not like being in, well, I don't know. Nashville's about as expensive as New York right now, but he could come out around Beach Grove or somewhere like that, and it's
Yeah.
not that
He could-
expensive
Right.
out
He could
there.
live a fine
Right.
life at Beach Grove.
Well, even with a rookie contract these days in the NFL, you should be able to, if you play your cards right, that should set you for life. Or you
I would think. I would think, yeah.
But when he signs this one, if the Titans are able to re-sign him, somebody will, of course.
Well-
He'll be getting some huge money then.
He's an exceptional physical being, number one. But, he reminds me of Eddie George because he's a big man.
Yeah.
And I noticed Eddie George was talking a whole lot, did a whole lot of
I saw that
interviewing
part,
and
yeah.
stuff about him because they have similar qualities, but I don't think Eddie was as fast as Henry is.
It's unbelievable how fast he is for a man
yeah.
that big, because he's 6'4", about 250,
Yeah.
close to 250.
And nobody wants to tackle him.
Right. Well, the thing about a player like that is you may come out there like gangbusters the first quarter, and you hit him, and he can't gain any yards. But by the fourth quarter, as I'm sure you know, because
don't
you
want
played
him
the game,
anymore.
you don't want to hit him no more.
I don't want any more of that. But in my looking at all of that, it just goes to show you that a one horse team ain't gonna make it to the barn as fast
Right.
as a 4-horse team is.
Right.
Absolutely.
And we need some. Although we've got good players, our defense held up well, but I think Derrick needs some help. He just can't. I mean, they were putting everybody. At some point they didn't even have anybody in the defensive backfield.
Yeah.
And it's hard for one guy to beat 11 of them.
Well, they actually got pretty decent play from the quarterback position,
Yeah,
considering
oh, no. Tannehill's done
Tannehill, they
great.
traded for him. His contract's up. He only had a 1-year contract.
I think they'll probably hire him back, don't you?
I'd say they would try to sign him. My wife, they had something at the bank where they had to wear Titan stuff on last Friday, and she went out and And
That'd be Traders Bank.
Traders
downtown.
Bank. Oh yeah, Traders Bank. And anyway, she went out and she didn't know much about football. She went out and because she had a hard time. She was telling me I had a really hard time finding any Titans gear to wear
Here in Tullahoma.
Here in Tullahoma, and she said, but I really lucked up because I got this shirt, this jersey. And they told me it was for the Titans quarterback, and I looked at it, and it was number 8. It was Mariota's number.
He got to play.
He did get to play. And I told her that. I said, well, that's just sad. And you mean he's not going to be there anymore? And I said, no, he'll probably get traded, you know, when the season's over. And she was saying, well, that's just so sad. And I said, don't feel real sad for Mariota. He's a smart guy. You know, good-looking guy,
Oh, yeah.
and he probably got paid $20 million for this year
probably
because
have to
he was
work
in the
next
last
year.
year of his contract anyway.
Well,
so.
and the thing about Mariota is he didn't fit with the Titans, and for the 3 years he was there, 4 years he was there, he was the most sacked quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah.
The poor kid almost got beat to death.
Yeah, he did.
And yet here comes Tannehill in from Florida, who was sorry down there, and he comes into the system in Nashville, and all of a sudden he's a superstar.
He
It's
absolutely
interesting how
did.
that happened.
You know, so
Yeah.
it depends on how the parts and pieces of the team around them
Right.
that meshes
look
with
good.
their abilities. You know, so it's just it's a very interesting number, and it's a numbers game.
Oh yeah.
They have people sitting there on computers, and they can tell you the percentages of everything that's happening in that game
That amazes
instantly.
me. And
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm not a big fan. I want Titans to win because they're Tennessee.
Well,
but
sure.
I can't tell you I know what's going on when I look at a football game. I try to watch.
Fran likes the band.
Yeah,
That's why she goes.
I do.
She said a football game. She said I can't talk with somebody over here. What? It's a football game. No, she's learned a lot about it over our married life,
Yeah.
but that's still not the main reason she
Yeah.
goes down there. She supports the Wildcat football team, but there are other things that happen during the
She
football
supports
game.
Well, you know, not all women, but a lot of women, they just like the social aspect
Well, of course.
of football. You know,
Yeah.
they like to go to the games and watch all the people and the cheerleaders.
I know I was at
and
one
the-
game last year, and it was cold. It wasn't as cold as it has been recently, but it was pretty
Goodness.
cold.
Yeah.
And here comes these two women in with their husbands, and their husbands start, and it looks like they backed a van up to the gate, you know. They come in with all this stuff, and all of a sudden they spread open they have coolers,
Oh, golly.
and they have blankets, and they have gas heaters. And everybody's up there sitting, freezing, and they're up there in their little area.
Their
It's
little
like they're
home.
at the beach in
Yeah.
Florida, you know.
Yeah.
So it's a social deal.
Right. Yeah.
Always.
Yeah, my daughter was in the Tennessee Tech band when she was in college, and she wanted me to come up for a football game one Saturday, and I did. And I said, so you got to meet the coach? She didn't have a clue.
Didn't have a clue who
She
the
didn't have
coach
a
was, right.
clue who the coach was.
The president of the university, the governor, the president.
That's the way
Those
it was.
kids
But
don't
I was the
No.
same way. You know, I was
No.
a majorette, but I was, in the band, and I love to go. I never missed a game.
What was the guy that Watson Brown?
Yeah.
That played at Vanderbilt, and he ultimately went back to Tech to coach. And I said something to her and Greg, both of them are Tennessee Tech graduates, about, isn't that cool that Watson Brown came back to coach at Tennessee Tech? Who's Watson Brown? Anyway.
Don't have a clue.
It's another world.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It's
It is. So
another
what's going on in your world? We've spent enough time on that.
Well,
The world of arts and entertainment.
arts and entertainment. We have Rex's X's coming up at South Jackson.
Rex's
Rex's X's.
And it's just what the title says. It'll be a comedy and be a lot of fun. And
I wonder if they all lived in Texas. Rex's exes
Yeah,
live in
all my
Texas.
exes.
Yeah, you remember all my
And
exes
then
live in Texas.
South Jackson Street Band is going back to Bell Buckle on 14th of February.
And I think
That's a big, bank. Are you
I
gonna
think
be able to go? We hope you can.
I'm using back to a cane now, and I'm getting to where I want to park that walker
Yeah.
I just might be able to have to throw a
I
little
hope so.
don't say on that 14th of March. Might
14th
be
of
February
February.
14th of
Valentine's
I
February.
think you'll
Day.
make
The
it,
dinner
John. I
dance.
believe you. You've still got it up here.
Oh,
It's just a matter of,
I got the dance. I just don't have the
Well, they put out
physical.
a fabulous meal.
Oh, yeah,
I
the
mean,
meal's
it's
wonderful
beautiful.
there.
It's so well done, and we love going there. They feed us, and they're so kind to us, and they have a good crowd. It's a
And
lot of
people
fun.
do dance.
Yes, they do.
A lot of people dance, and they dance all night long to that good old
And-
swing and big band music. It is more fun. And even if you don't get to dance, the music just sets the mood for that whole
It goes
evening. You know,
well,
it
yeah.
takes you back in time just a little bit to when things were just a little bit more gentle and less confusing.
And you could understand what people were saying.
And people took time to entertain,
I
be
know.
entertained.
yeah.
But it is a great thing. Anyway, you look that up on Bell Buckle Banquet Hall. It's on Facebook. They are on the web, and find all out you want to know.
Yeah, that's it.
Hope a lot of people will come. We look
We
forward
used to have
it.
Valentine dances, didn't we, for
Yeah. We used to do all the occasions.
all the occasions.
I don't do many of them anymore since we got out of the
No,
business, but anyway.
no, we don't have to do that anymore.
Yeah, people need to dance. They really do. People need to dance.
Dance is a wonderful thing. I mean, they danced. Everybody danced. They danced a million. If there were people around a million years ago, they danced.
They dance. They are always. There's one coming in right
Yeah.
now. That's
Look
dancing.
at that one dancing. He's the dancing machine. Mr. Tom Bentley's here. He must be here to talk about
Yeah,
something
there's
Scottish.
something
Yeah.
Scottish. There's
Something
Burns dinner coming up.
He has his plaid on this morning. Look at him, doing good.
Yeah, I see you left the skirt home.
He left it.
Don't
That'll get you in
Okay.
trouble.
Yeah,
No,
do
I'm
not
sorry.
say
That'll get you in
anything. Do not
trouble.
make any jokes
He
about
left, no,
skirts.
he left
yeah.
his kilt home, but
He
it's,
left his
I
kilt
love it.
on.
I
Yeah.
love a man in a kilt. Don't you?
It's things that get a whole lot easier that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do.
What do you? Never mind. Never mind.
Hey,
Okay.
all right, we're done. We're done. Folks, we'll be back after this quick commercial break with all kinds of interesting stuff for you to learn on today's Just Plain Living show.
Keith Barnett here at Russell Barnett Ford of Winchester. Check out the 2018 Ford F-150 as low as $34,739. That's Russell Barnett Ford on 41A in Winchester, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. And remember, my question is, why buy anywhere else?
You made the time and the sacrifice to broaden their horizons, to see their smiles, but mostly to make lifelong memories. We think it's time to do it again, just the two of you. Don't let illness or injury slow you down. The rehab team at Life Care Center of Tullahoma is ready to help you live well.
It's time for every family and business in Tullahoma to go green and recycle. Tullahoma Public Works makes it simple and easy to recycle. Just place your recyclable materials, paper, plastic, aluminum, and cardboard beside your garbage container on the same day your garbage is picked up. Your recycled materials don't have to be in a fancy container. Recycling is not only the right thing to do, it makes sense. Recycling pays. Paying to bury our garbage costs each of us. Please do your part. Let's go green, Tullahoma, and recycle.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and we're pleased to have joining us on the set now our Coffee County Mayor, Mr. Gary Cordell, who I actually haven't seen in a while, Gary. I assume lots of exciting things have been going on.
Lots
at
of always
county.
something going on in Coffee County government.
Yeah, you
Good to be
mentioned
here.
you mentioned a moment ago that it's about to get to budget season. That's always a challenging issue, is it not?
A major challenge.
Yeah.
It really is. We're getting ready to kick that season off.
Yeah.
And we'll be meeting with a Budget and Finance Committee mini meeting. So we're about ready to kick that off.
What is the Coffee County budget in dollars?
Counting the school portion and law enforcement, that's over $75 million.
$75 million. Okay. So
we're going to have that budget. We're going to have that approved by June the 30th. Only a few counties have it approved by then, but we're making that a goal to do that. And I know in the last 5 years we've had it approved by June the 30th, and we're committed to do that.
Right.
Some counties don't get that until July or August, or a few in September. But we want to have that.
Isn't there some sort of mandate that you have to have it done by a certain time?
State wants you to. Yes,
Yeah.
sir. But they do have a caveat that if you can't, they'll work with you.
Do you see some issues that might be challenging to work through this year relative to the budget?
Always some challenging issues on that, but I'm hoping that we have another balanced budget this year. We're going to have a balanced budget with no tax increase. Now, we haven't, our actual property tax rate actually decreased, but some people got an increase because of their assessment increase in values of the property. But we actually had a decrease in our property tax rate, and we're hoping to keep that same, where we have no property tax increase for our people this year.
Explain how that works, because some people, it might be a little complicated. If you have your property is reassessed, isn't there something about that you don't, your tax rate decreases so that you don't? Explain how that works.
The assessment will go up, and the state comes in and they work with the county on that, all counties, and we do our reassessment every 4 years. But by law, you have to try to make that match to where, with the lower tax rate that you have, that will generate the property tax you had from the prior year. So the state does not want you to have a property tax increase or increase the taxes because of rate increase, but we try, we lowered the property tax rate to try to balance out what our tax had been for the prior, tax collection had been for the prior year.
Okay. So you can't use reassessment of values to raise additional monies.
That's true.
Is that...
Some of that happens, though, because some people's, I think last year Coffee County, or when they did the reassessment the year before, they had about a 12% overall assessment increase for the whole county. But in some of the rural parts of the county, the rate or the assessment rate actually went down a little bit. And but when it all works together, you had some houses that, because of the appreciation in the values, their taxes may have gone up 20% over time, or their assessment, their values. And so they would actually had a little property tax increase, but not because of a rate increase, but because of an assessment increase. It's hard to explain and work through.
Right. You mentioned we have a $75 million in that neighborhood budget right now. How much of that is allocated to schools?
About around 40 million.
40 million. So that school is a big expense for the county. Right. You've had a big expense in the past, I think, in relative to transportation, because you bus all these kids to school.
Yes, sir.
That's got to be something that costs a lot of money.
A lot of money right there. And the county transportation, school bus transportation, has about, I think, 65 or up to 67 buses. And those buses, we replace about 4 or 5 of those a year. And those are costing now, I think last year, about $105,000 per bus.
No kidding. Okay. And
so that's $500,000 right there.
Exactly.
Just in the new buses.
Right. So you you have any idea what the average age of these buses are? Because you don't.
They're all across the board.
Yeah.
Some of them 15 or so years old or older.
Yeah, they must have lots of miles.
They do.
Yeah.
And our bus department, our director of school transportation, he balances those out so he knows how to manage that, so that when the buses start getting, if they're way out in the rural part of the county, he may swap them around and have a newer bus swapped out to get more miles,
right,
and bring some of the buses with higher mileage or higher age back closer to center of the county.
Right. Okay.
So he balances that very well.
Right. As we start a new year, what are some of the highlights of the past year we've just completed that you're happy about?
Jim, that's a good question. Highlights of the year. Well, we got through a year without another tax increase.
That's always good.
That's always a good
right.
one. And we're trying to have a very balanced budget.
Right. And
trying to actually this year get our county personnel a little more money, because some of them they're lagging behind, and we're trying to work with them to try to reassess all that and get input from the different departments to quite honestly see how they compare to some of the surrounding counties. So that we're trying to not be left too far behind and get that up some.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if that answered your question, but there's a lot going on in county government.
A big part of your job, I've heard you talk to Tom Corrington before about this, but it involves industrial recruitment and that sort of thing. And are there possible new companies coming to Tullahoma rather to Coffee County now that you're aware of?
We're looking around 3. I can't go into detail on those specifics, but we're looking at about 3 very significant industrial opportunities right now that will really have a major impact on our county and our region if they come to the county. And we have one of those that it's quite interesting that I think when they started their research project in the last year or so, they were looking at over 200 sites. And they narrowed that site selection down to 2 spots, Coffee County and one other county.
That's probably.
So they're going to decide pretty quickly, and we hope that they choose to come to Coffee County.
And I'm guessing that's pretty significant to your tax base.
Yes, sir.
If you bring new people in like that.
Yes, sir.
The jail used to be a big problem.
Oh yeah.
I mean, money-wise. I'm not talking about the personnel or anything like that. But we haven't heard a lot about that lately. So can we assume that's all working well now?
Well, it's working more smoothly than it did in the past. That was over a $21 million expenditure for the county, and our sheriff is trying to get the population down to try to lower our costs down in the county.
Jail population.
Jail population.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. And it had been trending around 400, and so it's somewhat less than that now.
What is the capacity of that jail?
400.
400.
You build it, and they will come.
Oh my goodness!
And that's what happened.
So basically, you had to build that. I think you were mandated by the state to build that. Were you not? You had to build that because of overcrowding initially, did you not?
And just the age and deterioration of the existing jail we had.
Right.
And in redoing that, we transferred. We did have an annex there, out of which they had the work program.
Right.
So that was finally transferred over to the big jail, the main.
So they're
jail.
all in
they're all in one place now.
Right.
And that saved the county quite a bit of money right there.
What did you do with the other facility that used to be the workhouse? Is it used for anything now?
Not used for anything currently. We're still looking at a possible use for that shortly down the road.
Right. Okay. Do you have things that you would like to get and like to make happen for the county that maybe you don't have funding for, and you're always.
We're hoping right now, Jim, to have a satellite Tennessee College of Applied Technology right here in the county for our workers, for our students right when they go out and get out of high school, and for the workforce.
Right.
And we're having industrial recruiters look at us and say, we need what kind of training you're going to have. And that's a serious consideration when they look at locating into a county. They want to know what kind of job training that you'll provide for them there. And we have right now, with a partnership with McMinnville TCAT, we have a satellite program there in one of our buildings in our county interstate industrial park. And we have 2 industrial maintenance classes there. And I know there's a tremendous waiting list, not only in Shelbyville, but in McMinnville for those students. So we're looking at the possibility of getting a facility right there so we can have our own TCAT, so we can provide training right here in the county for all of our citizens and for surrounding counties as well.
And that kind of training is something that's really, there's really a huge need for that now.
Yes,
I guess we focused on you go to get that 4-year degree and all that kind of thing, but we really need people to learn how to do stuff now.
We really do, Jim. And I had an opportunity about 2 years ago to sit down with a person at one of our local plants. This person out of Chattanooga, and she's very brilliant. She knows what's going on. And she talked about the great need right now. Not everyone needs to go to college.
Right.
And not downplaying that at all. But one statement she made, Jim, a takeaway to that meeting was, and I'll never forget that, she said, in the state of Tennessee, right now the largest number of graduates from college are those in the field of psychology. And many of those are waiting, stocking shelves in a local business or whatever with a big college debt. Whereas some of our people coming out of our TCATs with a degree for 16 months or 18 months or whatever with a certificate are coming out making $40,000 or $45,000.
Right.
So we've
with
got
no debt.
With no debt.
Right.
With no debt. And with the Tennessee Promise program, they're helping on that. So we need to do that. And I was looking over the years, as we all have, that we want to do what's best for our children, but we're focused on kindergarten to 12. But I've told our Budget and Finance Committee, what about those students that when they graduate from high school, let's don't forget them, because we want them to come back and stay in Coffee County and be raised right here.
Yeah, and I'm guessing that they might be more likely to stay in Coffee County if they have that degree from a technical school or something like that.
So it's a concentrated effort for the whole county, and we're working together on that. So we're hoping to get that accomplished this year. That's a big thing we're working on.
What about Gary Cordell? You've been mayor of the county for a term and a half now. Do you still enjoy doing that?
Every day.
Every day, okay.
It's exciting. Sometimes my wife and I have some good discussions as to why, with all the issues that are going on, and sometimes some crazy things happen, whatever. But I enjoy serving people.
Yeah.
And we're trying to lay the groundwork and have vision and lay the balance and whatever, and have good growth and a vision statement and a growth plan for the future for the sake of the next generation.
Right. And so I guess by that we could assume you're going to be around for a while.
I'm sure hoping so.
Okay, all right.
I enjoy everything we do. I enjoy serving the people of our county.
Right.
We have a great county.
Gary, thank you so much.
Thank you, Jim.
It's a pleasure to talk to you. Always glad to for you to stop by anytime.
Thank you.
Folks, we'll be right back in just a moment with more living right after this.
Smoking tobacco accounts for 3 of every 10 fire deaths in the United States.
Tullahoma Fire Department. Need you en route to a structure fire, 202 Main Street. Heavy smoke showing. Neighbors advise child trapped inside.
Lighters, matches, and associated smoking paraphernalia are the leading cause of preschooler fire deaths. We as firefighters know that most structure fires can be prevented.
I've got one! Command, this is primary search. We have a victim. Need EMS to meet us at the front door.
Please help us to give you a fighting chance. This can be prevented. Contact the Tullahoma Fire Department for a free home safety inspection.
What's a Tennessee vacation? It starts off like any road trip, and then, boom, adventure and thrills everywhere you look, which happens to be some of the most beautiful scenery in the country. Music here, history there, and all kinds of green in between. Come relax and unwind, or bring the crowd for some stargazing, or stargazing. Whatever you do, come hungry and expect an awesome soundtrack. It's all right here in Tennessee. We're playing your song. For a free vacation guide, visit tnvacation.com.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. And as most of you folks know, we have a television show on this channel that's done by, it's called What a Horse, and it's done by Jerry Harris. And Jerry is a real promoter of the equine industry, particularly the Tennessee walking horse. And he used his talents, along with some other folks in the Tennessee walking horse business, to produce, have a horse show, to produce some funds for the local Great Strides in Bedford County, Liz's Kids, which is another show which benefits children all over Bedford County, and also to Tullahoma. And recently, Jerry presented a check from the proceeds from that horse show to Amanda Duke, who is at their facility, which is here in Coffee County in Tullahoma. So Andrew Todd spoke with Amanda. Let's watch that video.
I'm here today at Horseplay in Tullahoma, and I'm speaking with Amanda Duke, who's with Horseplay. Amanda, thanks for talking with us today. If you would, let our viewers know, what exactly does Horseplay do?
Horseplay is a therapeutic riding program for children with physical, mental, or emotional disabilities. The bonding and the working with the horses allows them to grow in ways traditional therapy does not.
That is fantastic. It is great work that you guys do out here. And I understand you recently came into some very much needed funds. Can you tell our viewers how did that come about?
Yes, we received a donation from a horse show that benefited us, Great Strides, and Liz's kids. The horse show was a walking horse event.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic. And how would you go about using these funds? I know you're in desperate need of some items and different things. Let our viewers know, what are you going to use these funds towards?
These funds are earmarked for a handicap accessible bathroom. That is our greatest need at the moment.
That's fantastic. Any other items that you might?
We can always use saddles and girths and hay.
Right, yeah,
Square bells,
yeah.
round bells, this winter was just real hard.
True, true. And if any of our viewers out there would like to donate or help out Horseplay, how could they go about contacting you guys?
We can be found on Facebook, Horseplay Inc. We're in Tullahoma. That's probably the most effective way to get in touch with us quickly.
Fantastic. So Amanda, we're here at Horseplay, and explain exactly where we're at right now on the grounds.
We're on our brand new Sensory Trail. A Sensory Trail uses both man-made and naturally occurring terrain to stimulate the body as they ride, or the student as they ride the horse. And this is really a time when students are physically moving enough that their brain can slow down and then start to process like fine motor tasks.
Yeah, yeah. If you don't mind, show us a couple of things that you have out here.
We have this a walking bridge, which gives great input on the hearing and visually as they walk across. I think it's, wide enough we can get a horse plus 2 sidewalkers and across easily.
Great, great. And Amanda, I know you also wanted to say Lowe's was a big help for a lot of this, correct?
Yes, their employees came out as part of the Heroes program and were instrumental in designing the activities and then coming back and putting them together.
Fantastic. And what do we have right here that we're looking at?
This is a chalkboard and magnetic board where we can do a lot of fine motor activities.
Yeah.
And you notice that they're higher, and it's because all of our students will be mounted.
Of course, yeah.
So.
Now, Amanda, you said this is called the...
Fine motor board.
Fine motor board. Okay, explain that to us, please.
Well, it's just a lot of fine motor activities, like normally, like if you have a child who has a difficult time focusing on the horse, moving the 6 different ways it moves, they can finally think about, how do I unlatch a lock?
Yeah.
How do I open the door, turn the handle? It's probably sometimes the first time the student can really engage in a lot of fine motor activity.
Yeah, yeah, and get the synapses kind of firing and everything. Yeah, yeah. Well, that's neat. Yeah, because there's a variety of things up here that would definitely help out with that. That's really neat. Yeah, yeah. And I'm sure, again, Lowe's was very helpful with this as well. Yeah.
They actually, everybody grouped up and picked a project, and then they designed it themselves.
Oh, wow.
They would do their own research, and then it came back, hey, what do you think about this? And we absolutely love it. They did such an amazing job.
That's fantastic. So we're here at the tic-tac-toe board, is that right?
Yes, it's a great opportunity to help children learn social skills like taking turns and playing games.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's a very fun thing. We use the clear acrylic so that when one horse is on this side, the other person on the other side of the board can see it. And then they can both play from 2 sides. We have the mailboxes. We're going to put things in that may feel different, like a squishy or maybe a smelling activity.
Oh.
So it really incorporates all of your senses.
Oh, cool, cool, yeah. All right, so tell us about what we have right here.
This is a tire toss, and it's more gross motor, and it's going to be more of a fun activity.
Yeah.
And they can pick which tire they want to throw a ball through or any other little small object.
Right, yeah, yeah. Well, that is a lot of fun. All of these things are really fun out here, and it's just such a great thing you guys are doing
We are so
out here.
excited
Yeah.
to use it in this upcoming session.
Oh, that's fantastic. how many kids that you guys
We
end up helping?
served about 54 students last year.
Wow, great,
And
great.
We're always looking for anyone who wants to come out and volunteer with us during sessions or at the barn or for special events like the horse show.
Of course.
Or we have an annual luncheon.
Oh, great. And once again, I'm sure your Facebook page will have...
Facebook is a great place to find us and let us know, hey, I'm interested.
That's right. So go check out Horseplay on Facebook and help them out with the great work that they do here.
Here at Manchester Funeral Home, we know the importance of living and working in our local community because it's those families who we serve during their time of need honorably. We believe in supporting local business and offer only 100% Batesville caskets, the best in the industry and a driver of our local economy. If you want straightforward and fair pricing while working with the people you know, choose Manchester Funeral Home, serving your community since 1932. And pre-planning and pre-funding can be the best gift you ever leave your loved ones. Call us to pre-arrange. Manchester Funeral Home. Our family caring for your family since 1932.
If you want to be a parent, it doesn't matter how you play, what you wear, how you dance, or even what direction life takes you. You just need to be there. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care don't need perfection. They just need you.
How long has it been since you raced a cheetah? Are your tornado creating skills getting rusty? Tired of being the only one in your neighborhood who hasn't built a dinosaur? Sounds like it's time to visit the Hands-On Science Center. The Hands-On Science Center is an indoor science playground. In this museum, please touch is the rule. Join us for weekly science demonstrations on space, lasers, lizards, rocks, and a whole lot more. No two visits are ever the same, so visit often to see our ever-changing exhibits and demonstrations. The Hands-On Science Center, 101 Mitchell Boulevard in Tullahoma.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Welcome back. I am so glad I have Tom Bentley on the set today. He's with the Scottish Society here in Tullahoma, and we're going to discuss a few things about the Burns dinner that's coming up. That's Robert Burns, in case you don't know what that's about. Great poet.
Great poet, the bard.
Scotland, right?
Yes, yes. There's things that we probably remember, like Old Lang Syne.
Right.
I mean, that was one that...
Everybody should know Old Lang Syne.
Yeah.
There's Lo How a Rose There Blooming and lots of beautiful Celtic songs.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
So when's the Celtic dinner?
It's going to be February 1st.
Oh, Scottish dinner.
Scottish dinner, or, well...
That's just around the corner.
It is. It's not very far away.
Saturday night.
Yep, and it's a wonderful, wonderful time to get people together, and people come from all over the place. We've got from Kentucky and Atlanta, Georgia, and so forth, just to be part of this.
What's the deadline on reservations?
I bet you if you
know.
I don't know for sure.
It's on the website, I'm sure.
It is.
Or Facebook.
On there are two, yes, either way. You can go to Facebook, look up Highland Rim Scottish Society.
Maybe we could get that on the screen if the guys are listening. Highland Rim Scottish Society.
Yeah, and there's a .org is also the website.
And I think if you go to Celtic Cup, you can get some information there.
Absolutely, and you can download if you go to the webpage, yes, you can print this off. This has basically got the information about.
Yeah.
It's called it's the Sporran actually. It's our newsletter that comes out. And so here's what it says, and I'll just read it so I won't get it wrong. It's going to be February 1st at 5 p.m. at St. Barnabas Episcopal Church.
And that's right here in Tullahoma, easy to find.
Very easy to find.
Is that East Lincoln Street? Or
it's on Lincoln. Yes.
Lincoln Street, yeah.
Right. And that's about it. And I've got the menu.
Oh,
you want to hear the menu?
I'd love to hear the menu.
Okay,
I think everybody wants to hear the menu.
Yeah, it's okay. Haggis. You got to have haggis.
I think some people would like to know what haggis is.
Well, haggis it's basically a pate or a liver pate, and Denise makes it. It's locally made.
But it's the real deal. I guess.
It's sort of the real deal. The real deal, that had just about everything in it, has been banned actually from coming to the United States, and I don't think they do that much anymore.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, it is really good.
It's a traditional.
It's a traditional thing. So we like to talk about the haggis, I think, more than anything else. Okay, so there's going to be spring green salad with raspberry vinaigrette, dinner rolls, butter, prime rib, salmon.
So you have 2 choices, I believe.
Actually, a third. We got
is there a third one?
stuffed mushrooms, portobello mushrooms, which is pretty good, I hear. Then there's some more traditional things, tatties and neeps. That's potatoes and parsnips.
Oh, okay.
And they mix together pretty well. It's really to be surprised. Mushy peas, a fruit bowl, and various things. So we have
There's lots of food to eat.
Yes.
And what do you have some of the events that are going to happen there during the
well,
dinner?
one of the things that we do is we raise money to help provide scholarships for people so that they can continue the Celtic traditions. Weaving a tartan, for example, such as this one. So there's people that go to a class and they learn about how to do that.
To actually do the weaving on a loom, I guess.
Yes, and that's very complicated.
I was interested in your piece here. That is the Stuart Black Clan. You want to tell about that? I think that's interesting.
I was asked years ago to do the Immortal Burns speech, and I knew I had Scottish roots. I really did. And when I did a genealogy, the swab and did all that sort of stuff,
all that, so
I found out that I'm all over Great Britain.
That's wonderful.
Wonderful. So, but there's a couple of names that show up in history that I'm related to. One of them was a guy by the name of Sir Donald Martin Stewart, and there's another relation. There's a Donald Martin Stewart and there's Sir Ronald Martin Stewart. One of them was actually one of the physicians to Queen Victoria.
Oh, right.
And Sir Donald Martin Stewart was the head of the British troops in India. He actually fought in Afghanistan.
Wow.
And then went down to India to put up some sort of an uprising back in the day of the British Empire. So,
well, the Scottish were always known to be strong and ready to fight and move forward.
That is the truth, and they lost more men in World War II and World War I per the number of people that entered than any other nationality. They're fierce fighters, and they did an awful lot. So this particular tartan is called a Black Stuart tartan, and there's black in here. If you took the black out and put red in it, it would be probably more like a Royal Stuart tartan.
Yeah.
Okay, and they're related. So I picked this one just to be my tartan because there's in going back to my great-great-great-great-grandfather, who is Sir Donald Martin Stewart. There's a lady by the name of Black. Her maiden name was Black.
So this is the real
so that connects.
Tartan,
so it's Stuart tartan, but they call it Black Stuart just for.
I love it.
So that's a little bit of history. So I've gone with that as my.
So let's go back to the dinner for a moment.
Sure.
I think that you can dress the casual dinner, business dinner, or you can dress in your kilt or any Scottish garb you might have.
Right. If you've got a tartan of some sort,
wrap around your neck or throw it over your shoulder.
And put a brooch through it,
and you're dressed and ready to go. Well, I am looking forward to it because I'm going this year, and starts at 5 o'clock. I know that there's a deadline on tickets, so I encourage you to go ahead and get your ticket.
It would be good to get them in right now.
And make your choice for dinner, because there's 3 choices. I think you have to make your choice for dinner. Otherwise, you might not get what you want.
Right.
And that's a nice thing to do.
I hope we.
Is this catered, or does
Yes, it will
y'all
be.
do it? It'll be catered.
It'll be catered, right? It
And,
sure will.
Are the caterers able to do the Scottish twist on the food?
Well,
Probably.
they've got Denise in there to help.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, and Denise she comes to the rescue, and she knows how to make all these things.
I just think we ought to give Denise Smith a little push here, because they do own the Celtic Cup, and they do all kinds of wonderful things.
Right, they do.
They do. They support poetry. They support
the arts, yes.
The arts.
Also, yeah.
They're just a wonderful group. Plus, they have great food
They do.
and
yeah.
things to buy on the wall. I'm always wanting to go in there and load up on everything.
Yeah.
Because there's some really nice things.
I got a cup that I brought over for.
My Celtic singers always look forward to the Spring Festival.
The Piping on the Green.
And the Piping on the Green will be coming up. And anyway, don't forget to call in and get your tickets, or go online and find out about this. Right there it is. You know what? I don't know that there's much else we have time to say in 7 seconds.
That's
if you have
about
some
it.
last words, just throw it out there.
No last words
Thanks
in particular.
So much, Tom.
Thanks, Peggy.
Great to see you.
It's good to
We'll
see
be
you.
back with more stuff.
Keith Barnett here at Russell Barnett Kia in Tullahoma. Check out the 2019 fully loaded V6 Kia Sorento, up to $6,400 off original MSRP. That's Russell Barnett Kia in Tullahoma, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. And remember, why buy anywhere else?
My wife Jackie has always been the life of the party, but things changed when she couldn't be as active anymore.
They told me I needed a double knee replacement.
It's not as big a deal as it used to be, but she still needed to go to rehab.
I was amazed at how good the therapists were at Life Care. They took really good care of me.
They took excellent care of her, and now she's back doing the things she loves, and that makes everyone happy.
Life Care Center of Tullahoma wants you to get active and live well.
So you've been meaning to do something healthy, commune with nature, get outdoors and meet new people. We have the perfect solution. Come hike with us. You can find a Tennessee Trails Association chapter near you, including Clarksville, Columbia Franklin, Highland Rim, Jackson, Knoxville, Oak Ridge, Memphis, Murfreesboro, Nashville, Plateau at Crossville, and Upper Cumberland. We're on the web at TennesseeTrails.org. It's fun, it's stress-free, and it's good for you. See you on the trails.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Welcome back. This show has gone to the dogs. I've got Oscar and Jeff on the set today from Tullahoma Shelter for Animals, and I love this dog. I think that if you need a good, friendly, well-trained dog, Oscar might be the one. What do you think?
Yeah, he's got a few years of experience, so he's
about 6, you think? About 6 years old?
Yeah, about 6 years old. Yeah.
So when did you get him?
We got him about a couple weeks ago.
It worried me because he looks like he's perfectly healthy, and there might be somebody out there that actually owned this dog, you think? Nobody's called?
Probably at some point in time, and we do the best we can to try to find the owners, but sometimes it's for different reasons.
Yeah.
They may not, we may just not be able to find them, or sometimes they may not even want the dog, unfortunately, in certain situations.
Do you all suggest people get chips put in their dogs?
Yes, I definitely recommend it, because you can actually use a microchip scanner at, of course, any of your animal controls, and then most vet offices are going to have one as well, too.
Yeah.
So
I know every New Year's Eve when the Well, what am I trying
Fireworks
to say?
you're talking about, right?
When the
I gotcha.
fireworks go off, that a lot of dogs get lost.
Yes.
Because they run and hide, and if you have a chip, you come near finding your dog. Isn't that right?
Yes, we get a lot of calls about that on the animal control side.
I had wondered about that.
It's that time in 4th of July we get the most calls really every year.
How many dogs do you have now at the shelter that needs homes?
We're actually down to 10 right now.
Down to 10?
Yes.
It's been going well, hasn't it?
Yes,
You
we're
think
working
the
really
new
hard over
shelter
there.
has anything to do with it?
It definitely helps. We've really been trying to keep it, a very welcoming place to go and visit. So.
What are some of the things you all need at the shelter?
Sure. Right now, see, Dawn dish soap is one thing we're a little low on that would be beneficial. Old blankets.
Old blankets.
Towels.
All right, it's time to clean up your house, get some new stuff going, get the old stuff off, get it down to the shelter because it's cold and the dogs need something to wrap around them.
Right.
So you take blankets and put it in their little stall, wherever it is they sleep.
Yes, that's accurate. And if people also want to give new things too, we actually send a lot of new items with the dogs when they get adopted. So everyone's going to leave with a leash, a collar, 2 sets of toys, and a bag of dog food.
That's wonderful.
Kind of a starter kit to kind of set a standard for what we expect in the new home. So.
Are they generally neutered already or spayed when they go to
They
a
are.
home?
They are. And then if for some reason they're adopted before that's done, we actually will get an appointment scheduled and pay for
get
that.
all that done.
Yes.
So I didn't realize.
We do cover the cost of all that, though.
That's a great thing to do.
Yes.
And I wondered about volunteers. Do you need volunteers to come in and walk the dogs?
Yes.
Okay. Anybody out there in Boy Scouts could get some credits for that, I believe.
Yes,
and
you
Girl
could.
Scouts.
Absolutely.
They can do civic work, and it's a great way to get a badge or something like that. So come down and walk a good dog.
Also, I'd add that a lot of the folks that may not want to come in because they don't want to get that pull on their heartstrings because they don't want to walk out with a dog. You guys got experience with dogs, and we want you guys to come in there and just come in, walk a dog. You're making a difference that way. You don't have to take one home. Just come out and make a difference and
pet
get some
the dog
exercise.
a little bit.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's fun, too.
They do. They love to be petted, and just like people, really. They like to be loved.
Yes.
And I can tell you love all these dogs, don't you?
I do. They're my family members.
Is the shelter having anything coming up that's going to be a fundraiser or anything like that?
Nothing coming up yet, but we're finalizing our partnership with PetSmart, so we may start doing some PetSmart adoptions regularly, which will be really great once that's in place.
Oh, very good. To partner with PetSmart, exactly what does that mean?
Sure. So we're an adoption partner, which means our dogs are allowed to come on site and be able to get adopted on site there. And then also they can do referrals to us at that location. And if we get a certain number, we're also eligible for grants.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Because it takes a lot more money than people realize to take care of an animal. And all the donations are appreciated. Not only donating food and blankets and stuff, or your time to come and walk the animal, a little money helps too. And y'all are glad to take it, aren't you?
Absolutely.
I'm assuming it's tax deductible.
Yes, it's tax deductible.
So
and it goes to a good cause.
Yeah.
It goes to our veterinary
good.
care specifically.
And that's got to be expensive.
Yes.
Yeah, I know that it's expensive. I think that we're through here and our time is up. So, Jeff, I love you for taking care of these dogs and loving what you do. That is wonderful.
We appreciate you.
Welcome, and come back anytime. We'll be back.
Clayton has been Tullahoma's family shoe store for over 100 years with a reputation for fashion and personal service. And the tradition continues today. Stop by Clayton's and see our large selection of fine shoes.
We're gonna fit your style. We're gonna make you smile. Service and quality at Clayton Shoe Store. We're gonna fit your style.
Ah, the glory days. Running to daylight on the gridiron and chasing a ball with a mind of its own. Cheering the team to victory and marching to the beat of your own drum. memories that last a lifetime. But sometimes we're reminded of our glory days in ways we'd rather forget. Get back in the game. The rehab team at Life Care Center of Tullahoma is ready to help you live and play well.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Welcome back. Yesterday was Martin Luther King Day, and today we have on the video some children that were taking part in a Martin Luther King celebration, and we're watching that now.
We have our children participating this year on our program, and I just want y'all to give them a hand because it's sort of hard to get children to participate in adult stuff, so let's give them a hand. And when they come up and do their part, please give them another hand. At this time, we'll have prayer. Anaya Blake. Then we'll have scripture, the Old and New scripture. The new will be Abigail Rod, and the Old will be Jason Peppers. So, you know, I'm just tickled to death to see these children participating in what we're doing here today. So at this time, we'll have prayer, then we'll go into our scriptures. Amen. Amen.
Please bow your heads and close your eyes. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for bringing us all together today. Dear Lord, thank you for Martin Luther King, and thank you for him working for all of us to be here together. Dear Lord, I ask that you please watch over us as we do this program today, dear Lord. Thank you for dying on the cross and rising again, dear Lord. Dear Lord, I ask that you please touch our hearts and let us know that we have a purpose here on this earth, dear Lord. Just watch over us, and thank you for everything that you've done for us. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen. it is He that hath made us, and not we ourselves. We are His people and the sheep of His pasture. Enter into His gates with thanksgiving and into His courts with praise. Be thankful unto Him and bless His name. For the Lord is good, His mercy is everlasting, and His truth to all generations. Amen.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the paint. Uh-oh. I just knocked a tree over. This is the paint doctor. I got the color wheel. Now, you know what a color wheel is? It is the wheel at the paint works where you pick all your colors to paint your room. It could be a multicolored beard. It could be a underarm fan. You never can tell. One thing we do know is that it's time to paint. You know, you can make your wife very happy if you go to your house and paint some rooms, or you paint the outside of the house, the inside of the house. It makes them feel very good because you work hard for them and they like that. All women like to see their man sweat, you know? They do. Honeydew is what they do. And you get to do it too. So you go to the paint works at 1960 North Washington Street and you see David Heikkinen over there, and he's the real paint doctor. He fixes you up with color. It's so nice when the color is right. Go to Paintworks today. Martin Senor. See? Martin Senor. Right there. Martin Senor at the Paintworks. Bye, and we see you next time. I'm burning up.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
Okay, so what would you bring to my company?
What do you need?
I need problem-solving skills.
I got through high school without a car, a phone, or a computer.
No college degree, though.
Not yet, but life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. But you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back, and I'm glad to have two of my favorite girls with me here. These are our representatives from the Tullahoma Chamber of Commerce. Soap Harton is Soap Harton, that's what having surgery and having to take pain medication will do. Hope Sarton is here, and excuse me, and Faith. I'll get that. I had it, but 2 weeks of pain medication will rob you of.
Yes, no.
But you're here to talk about the party.
That's right. Our annual membership celebration is coming up on Friday, February 7th. And so it's going to be at the Coffee County Conference Center. And we're just excited to celebrate a great year with the Chamber, another great year with the Chamber.
And it has been a very good year with the Chamber, hasn't it?
It has, yes.
Some big stuff.
Yes.
Give me big stuff. this last year?
Well, we exceeded our membership goal, which is big.
That is always big.
That's very big. And so, and adding new members, and and we sold out so many events. We had a record-breaking Christmas parade, which was amazing. We had 117 floats go down Jackson Street.
Yeah, it was really nice.
Yes.
It was really nice, and the weather turned out just perfect for
That's
that.
right.
Brought back the taste of Tullahoma in a way differently. It was on. It was downtown.
Yes.
And it was on Lincoln Street.
Yes.
And it was sort of maybe a farm to table kind of a event feeling.
Yes.
And that went well.
It went really well. We had a great turnout for that as well. And so we do plan to bring that back for 2020. So we've done our strategic planning for 2020 and the events that we'll bring back, and some that we'll take a break from. And so we have some new events that we'll be introducing this year. We're going to do a 5K and a 40 under 40 luncheon to celebrate the YPs that we have, the young professionals we have in Tullahoma.
So you're 40 under 40. That's pretty cool. Yeah. That's pretty cool. So things are working out well between the chamber and, of course, all the members and everybody. And it amazes me that we have so many CEO sponsors where businesses have come on board. Chamber businesses have come on board with the school system. I think that's a really, really cool thing, and that it puts people who are actually doing the jobs in front of these kids to where they see what it really takes to do a certain and a specific job and to be successful at that.
That's right.
And I think that's just an outstanding thing. Y'all do a great job.
Thank you.
And the ambassador, that's something that wasn't around always. And I think that was a great program to put the ambassador program into work, to get some of the new members out there. And I just think y'all are doing a really, really good job at what you do.
Thank you. Faith works very closely with the ambassadors, and so, and I'm gonna let her talk a little bit about
the digits,
that
the
program
digits of all of it. You're the digit girl.
Yes and no.
Yes
so I
and
do
no?
handle the marketing, but I do a lot of design work.
I know. Well,
and
that takes digits too. So.
Yeah,
Tell us about it,
measurements.
Faith.
The ambassadors, or
all of
it?
what you're up to.
Sure. So, as Hope said, I do work very closely with the ambassadors, and that probably is one of my favorite things with working with the chamber. I work with approximately 25 just very energetic individuals, and not only that, but they bring just such a dynamic to not only the chamber but their businesses and the community of Tullahoma, and that's just something that I think is so special and that I want everybody to be a part of. If you have the opportunity to be an ambassador, I encourage it wholeheartedly, for sure.
Well, it seems to me, looking from afar afield, and for a long time, because I was the retail merchants chairman of the Chamber of Commerce back in the 70s. Oh. Before it was divided into all of the different things down, the chamber was also in with the industrial board, and all of that was tied together. And there was a retail merchants division of the Chamber of Commerce, which is basically what the Chamber of Commerce has turned into. And the fact that what I see that's so incredibly good about the ambassadors is it gives a member company a way to take a person or two and get them to the next level of involvement in the Chamber of Commerce, where every coffee, every event, they're there, and they're not only selling the chamber, but they are representing the business that they work for. And all of a sudden, these businesses are just showing up everywhere and generating more business for the business and more good for the chamber.
Yes.
And I just think that whole program is ingenious.
Yeah. Well, we definitely think that that's why we're seeing such a surge in our membership, is that people are seeing the activity that's taking place and they definitely want to be a part of that activity.
Yeah.
But the membership celebration banquet, that's what it is. It's all about celebrating the members. That's where we're going to award our Business of the Year, Small Business of the Year, CEO Partner of the Year, Citizen of the Year. And so, of course, we could not have this event without our two title sponsors, First Bank and Tenova Healthcare Harton. So we're so grateful to them for their continued support. But it's not too late to get your tickets.
There you go.
So you can still get tickets at Tullahoma.org. Well, we are doing a little bit of
Gadsby on.
a little bit of the Roaring 20s with that, and so you can get your reservation, and you can still make nominations in those categories that I just mentioned on the website as well.
Okay, now I want to tell you folks out there, because I get people ask me this over and over again, and we talk about this just about every time you're here. Well, how do you know what's going on in Tullahoma? How do you know what's going on with the chamber? Well, you know, you really don't have to have a business to be in the chamber, but all of us who are citizens of Tullahoma are in the business of making Tullahoma a successful and a better place. So an individual can get an individual membership in the Chamber of Commerce for
$65.
$65 a year.
That's right.
Watch and see what it does for you as an individual, because it gives you information that you won't have any other way. You're a consumer as an individual. Well, guess what? If you watch what Hope does over here with the Chamber Blast and all those things that take place, you'll know what's on sale, where there's a ribbon cutting, where there's a grand opening. You'll know all of that stuff, and it'll only cost you $65. So let's see, that's $72 divided by 12 is what? $6 a month?
Sure. I'm not going to try to do math on live television.
For $6 a month, you can know everything you need to know about what's happening in the Chamber of Commerce and in Tullahoma. Huh?
It'd be a little less than 6.
Yeah, less, because 12 times 6 is 72, and it's 65.
Yeah.
So,
So
we ain't worried about the change. $5.
You know, just the coffees alone.
Sure.
You know, you get to attend the coffees and network with other fellow members of the community. But you always get lunch and a door prize, and so that alone, buying your lunch.
Get something to, hey, if you know where to go in Tullahoma and you get involved with what's going on in Tullahoma, you can have 1 or 2 free lunches a week.
That's right.
So, if nothing else, it's worth it for the food you get. Plus the fun and great people that you get to hang around with. And most of them are young and old, movers and shakers who still, you know, I'm 70 years old, and I just created a new Tullahoma t-shirt that we're selling now. You're never too old to be creative and to get involved in what's good in your hometown.
Or too young.
Or too young. That's right. That's right. Don't discount our high school students and our junior high students and even our very, very young students. So get involved. $65 a month. And you get to hang out with these two girls just like I do, and it's all kinds of fun.
Oh,
Thank
well, you know, we're just excited. Anybody who has any questions about the celebration can go to our website, our Facebook page. They can call the office. They can stop by and see us. So we're happy to answer any questions.
And that office is outstanding. It's good looking. They fixed that place all up. We all ought to be proud of it and go in and check it out.
We're very proud of it.
All right. Thanks, girls.
Thank you.
Good luck to
Thank you, John.
both of you.
Thank
Oh,
you.
It's always fun for me to promote them and our community. And we'll be right back in a minute with some more Today's Show.
Partners for Healing provides medical care to the working uninsured of Coffee, Franklin, and Moore counties. We are in Tullahoma from 8 to 5, Monday through Thursdays, and in Manchester on Fridays from 8 to 12. We provide primary medical care and offer an in-house disease management program.
My name is Rosie Mitchell, and I would just like to say I am blessed to have partners in my life.
Please call 455-5014 for more information. Thank you for being one of our Partners for Healing.
Hello, this is Janie Price. When my husband Ray Price would tour across the country, his favorite place to dine was Cracker Barrel Old Country Store locations. His favorite thing to order was the Uncle Herschel.
And the beauty of it all is forever. You'll be holding me to.
I miss Ray dearly, and I'm so proud that his last album, Beauty Is the Final Sessions, is available at his favorite restaurant.
A love affair to remember.
The project includes a duet with Martina McBride and harmony vocals from Vince Gill. Ray believed this to be the best recording he had ever made.
Oh, I wish I was 18 again.
I think you'll agree when you pick up your copy of Beauty Is the Final Sessions at a Cracker Barrel Old Country Store location near you or at crackerbarrel.com.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back, and yesterday was Martin Luther King Day, and we were down videoing that presentation and the walk, and one of our great citizens, J.T. Northcutt, who has been involved in our city from everything from the Industrial Board to the Chamber of Commerce to Alderman, had a few words to say about the day and what all it means to all of us.
Well, good morning. I want to welcome everyone. And first of all, I think it's fitting that we really take the time to thank the We Care Committee. Because it takes an effort to pull this together. This is an annual event. I don't know how many years that the committee has done it, but we are certainly blessed to have a committee like this in our community. And I want to personally thank them for their efforts and the things that they do. So today is the day that we gather to remember and honor Dr. Martin Luther King. His work, his spirit, his commitment, his dedication. 55 years ago. So a lot of you and artists that may seem like forever. For some of us, it's not been that long ago. But 55 years ago, the landscape of America was very, very different. So different that a lot of people of color, women, minorities, lives are different, and the very thing that America was built on, the guarantee of equality and American way of life and access to American dream, was not meant for everyone. And so as we stand here today, we benefit from the struggle, from the sacrifices, from the vision that Dr. King, and there were others, that Dr. King and others put in place and made it possible for us today. So as we stand here today, we want to welcome you and ask that your mind be in the spirit of what this day is all about. I want to thank those and recognize those that made the sacrifice this morning to march in the cold weather. You know, I want you to think about this. I, for one, did not march in the cold weather. We often have reasons why. But 60 years ago, there were people that braved weather like this, didn't walk a mile or two, 30 miles, 45 miles, under much different circumstances, under the threat of bodily harm, under the threat of frostbite, under the threat of a lot of things that today we don't even have to worry about. So as we talk about Dr. King, I ask you to put your minds in the spirit of what this day is that we're recognizing and the person that we're honoring. Because as everything in history, today we stand here looking back at the past and what got us here. But I'm going to ask you today also to think about today in the present terms. Where are we at today in line of the dream, the vision that Dr. King had for not only our race, not only minorities, but for our country. I want you to think about it in terms of the future. We'll probably be here again next year, hopefully all of us will be. But I want you to think about what the future is, because Dr. King's vision was a futuristic vision, right? It was a vision that was not only a vision, but a plan to take us from where we were at the time in the 60s, the mid-60s, to a better place that we actually, again, are experiencing somewhat today. But the dream was not complete today. We still have things that need to be overcome. So I'll ask you to put yourself in the spirit of not only the past, honoring Dr. King, realizing where we are today, and yourself, Chad, because it's all of us, our thoughts, our attitudes about that, and also put yourself in the future of what needs to be accomplished. So again, we welcome you today on behalf of the We Care Committee. We're thankful that you're here. And so the program today, we want to be thankful for those that are participating in it. And really, you know, for me, the star of the show already are these children. I mean, this is what the future is. And the teachings and you know, it takes a lot to just stand up here, you know, for these kids. To be able to do it, to want to do it, it is wonderful. And to the parents and the children, to those that are mentoring these children, we honor you and we thank you. And so please enjoy the program today, and thank you very much.
Let me tell you about the toughest guy on earth. He does the work of 2 jobs, but only gets paid for one. He's tough enough to feed the man that gave him a lifetime of nourishment.
He has the crazy strength to lift the man that raised him up without even flinching.
That's right. No employee of the month bonus check here. This guy, no, this warrior, will always be by his father's side, even if his dad will hardly remember. Good luck finding a gym to train for that. If this guy isn't the toughest guy on the planet, then I don't know who is. Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Is this the year you want to get fit? If so, check out just some of the things Tullahoma Parks and Rec has to offer. Kickboxing, aerobics, silver sneakers workouts, swim lessons, boot camp, water aerobics, basketball, Zumba, yoga, pickleball, lap swimming, treadmill, karate. Get fit, Tullahoma, and have some fun with Tullahoma Parks and Rec.
When your family suffers the loss of a loved one, the caring and compassionate staff at Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel are standing by to assist you in every way possible. We are proud to support local industry and offer only Batesville caskets. Many funeral homes don't own or operate a crematory. We utilize the only crematory in Coffee County. Your loved one never leaves Coffee County. We can accommodate any need and any budget. Consider our complete pre-need service to remove this burden from your family during their time of grief. Lock in today's low costs and protect from inflation. Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel. Our family caring for your family.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Okay, sister.
Lots of
good things going on. Sister.
There's a song.
There is that about sister. Whatever, we'll get there.
Yeah.
We'll get there. But oh yeah, there's a lot of stuff
Winfrey
going
was
on.
in the movie. that song was
Oh,
in.
yes, that was Color Purple.
Color Purple, that's right. Good movie.
And the girl who sang about her sister, she was someone who was a bar dancer, juke joint dancer, singer, and found the Lord at the end. And she came walking across the bridge, doing that shake, singing "Sister, Sister."
I forgot about that song. I'm going to
It's a great movie.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
I mean, and that's where Oprah Winfrey, her stardom started right there. So it's amazing how just one thing can all of a sudden spark someone, that little spark that
gets you going.
breeds a forest fire, you know. Well, that's not a good way to put that.
Oprah went a long way.
Still is.
Still is.
She has her own line of food products.
And she's amazing.
Oh, yeah. So
we're wrapping up another week.
Next up at South Jackson, run through it one more time, what we can think of.
I believe it's Rex's Exes, and I don't have the date in my head, but hopefully if you go online, www.southjackson.org.
It'll be on the board out front.
It'll be on the board out front, and Becky Wooler's coming in, and people that know Becky are going to want to come to that show. That's in March. And we got the Jake Leg Stompers coming.
Really? When are they coming?
That title. They're coming in March.
Are they? Those guys, we've been to see them.
They're a lot of fun, and the show that they're bringing this time is quite a bit different than what it was when it was in the gala. You know, they basically just did their music. Well, they revved it up a lot, and they have a lot of action. It's an amazing.
Oh, those guys are phenomenal.
They're fun.
A lot of fun.
They'll be fun, and then February 14th, of course, South Jackson Street Band will be at the Bell Buckle Banquet Hall, and we hope to see a lot of people there for a fabulous meal and
a dance with your baby.
There you go.
That's what more could you ask for than an opportunity? Take it from someone who really hadn't been able to dance in about 3 or 4 years. There's nothing like having a dance with your baby.
Before too long, with your.
I'll be dancing with her. I'll be dancing with her the 14th of February, is where I'll be dancing.
Sounds good to me. I guess it's time to go.
It's time to go, folks. Thanks for watching us, and remember to always tune in channel 193 and see what's going on. We're giving you news and things that you need to know. It's your local information network, The Link. See you next time.
Bye.